This is Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chapter 7, Antyakanda Part 2. This is the concluding pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates in this world 528 years ago. And we left off with Gadadhar, a luncheon engagement. Gadadhar Pandit had invited Nityananda to take Gopinath Prasadam, Tota Gopinath Prasadam in Jagannath Puri. And we heard how they were making so many wonderful vegetables. And he was making Tara Eka Vyanjana Karila Amla Nam Randana Karila Gadadhar Bhagyavan. And Bhagyavan Gadadhar, the most fortunate Gadadhar, prepared a sour vegetable with this imli leaves, Amla Nam. As he offered it, Gopinath Agre Nina Bogalagela Hena Kali Gora Chandra Asya Milila. By surprise, while Gadadhar was making this offering to Gopinath, and Gopinath personified came there. Gauranga Gopinath. Gauranga arrived there. What was Gauranga doing when he arrived at Tota Gopinath? Prasanna Shrimuke Hare Krishna, Krishna Boli. Vijay Haila Gaurachandra Kuttu Hauli. Gaurachandra was joyfully chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra when he came. Shrimuke, his beautiful mouth, his prasanna Shrimuke, prasanna, we say pashan in Hindi, but happiness in Hindi means pasand. This is prasanna. He was very joyfully singing Vijay Haila Gaurachandra, that doesn't say. But when he came, very loudly he was singing this most victorious Vijay mantra. Gadadhar, 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 Dake! Gaurachandra, Sambrame Gadadhar, Avande Paradwandwa. Gaurachandra then called out, Gadadhar, Gadadhar! Gadadhar quickly came and offered his obeisances to the Lord. Avande Paradwandwa. Sambrame Gadadhar. Sambrame. Sambrama. He was in great happiness to call out because Gadadhar, Gaurachandra is Gopinath, is Sakshat Tota Gopinath, and he's calling out Gadadhar, Gadadhar. Hasya Balina Prabhu, Hena Gadadhar, Amikina Hoy, Nirmantran Nera Vitar. This is some Hasya Ras going on. Their primary ras, their mukhya ras between Gadadhar and Chaitanya is Madhura ras. Because Gauranga is Krishna, relishing Radharani's mood, and Gadadhar is at Radharani. So he says, I was not invited. You invited Nityananda, but you did not invite me. Hasya Balena Prabhu. Hena. Kena Gadadhar. Nirmantran Bitara. I was not put inside Bitar. I was not on your invitation list. Amita Tamara Dui Haite Binanai. Nadile Tomara. Balete Amilai. Gadadhar. Hey Gadai. I am not different from you, either of you. Even if you don't offer me anything, I will take it by force. Balite. Nityananda Dravya Gopinath Tera Prasad Tomara Randana Mora Itte Ache Bhag. Gauranga said, Gadadhar, I am certainly entitled to take a share of the items brought by Nityananda, cooked by you and relished by Gopinath. So it's Nityananda Dravya. The articles were brought by Nityananda, the rice from Bengal, that special rice, and Gopinath Prasad, Tomara Randan, relished by Gopinath and prepared by you. Ache Bhag. I'm entitled. This is, of course, all being spoken in jest and humor. Kripavakya Shuni Nityananda Gadadhar Magnahai Lena Sukha Sagar Bitar. When Nityananda and Gadadhar heard this merciful statement of the Lord, Kripavakya, They merged in an ocean of happiness. Magna Sukha Sagar Bitar. So they went inside the ocean of happiness. Santoshe Prasadani Deva Garadhar Duilena Gora Chandra Prabhura Gochar. In great satisfaction, Sri Gadadhar then brought the prasad and placed it before Lord Gaurachandra. Sarvatota Vyapileka Anera Sogandhe Bhakti Kodi Prabhu Puna Ana Vande. In a devotional mood, Lord Chaitanya repeatedly offered prayers to the rice. The fragrance of that rice permeated the entire garden. Sarva Tota Vyapileka Anera Sogande. Ana means kana, grains. Sogande is so fragrant that the whole Sarva Tota, the entire garden, Bagicha of Gopinath, was smelling that like that rice. Bhakti Kadi Puna Ana Vande. He was again and again offering devotional prayers and glorification of those grains. There's this song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur where he is glorifying the prasad being presented to Lord Chaitanya and all his parishads in Shantipur. Ek din Shantipure. And he talks about that bhog that they offered to the devotees in Shantipur, one day in Shantipur, Lord Chaitanya and all his associates. And then he has another song, it's called Khichdi song, Khichdi Bhajan. And that's a song to glorify Jagannath's Khichdi. There's one song in glorification of the Khichdi Prasad of Jagannath, which is especially offered in January. In January, in the cold months of the year, in Vrindavan temples, the 7 temples of the Goswamis, Radha Damodara, Radha Shamsundar, and Radha Gopinath, Madan Mohan, Govindaji, Gokulananda, and Radha Vinod, they offer this Khichdi Bhog during Posha Mas. Now it's Mrigashirsha, and then next month will be Posh, the end of December through January. Then comes this, after I guess is Magh Mas. So this is Khichdi time. And they put some raisins and some nuts in sometime, make it winterize it, Khichdi. So it's quite delectable and very nourishing. And they say it's very strength-giving. That's what the Goswamis told me when I lived at Radha Damodara. And at Posha Mas, there's special puja to Lakshmi Devi in Bailvan. So that's coming up after this this worship of Katyayani, Mother Durga, and this month, which will go on for another 12 days until Purnima. And then around the end of December will be the beginning, let's say, January will be Posha Mas. And every Thursday in Posha Mas, in that January, all the different Goswamis, they'll take turns of offering big Khichdi Bhog and Papadam or just Khichdi Bhog to Goddess Lakshmi Devi in Bailvan. It's quite a nice festival. And it's a yearly function, and it's a very special function. It's usually in the afternoons, like 3 o'clock until around sunset, 1 or 2, or maybe all day. When we lived there in Seva Kunj at Radha Damodara, we would go there, and everyone goes. There's a mass exodus of Brijvasis taking boats across the Yamuna and walking about 40 minutes through the fields to Bailvan, one forest called Bailvan or Lakshmivan. And then everyone offers this Khichdi Bhog to Lakshmi Devi. So here, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he's sitting down to take Bhoga, or let's say Gopinath's Prasad. He's sitting down with Nityananda and Gadadhar is serving the Khichdi Bhog. So first, all the prasad of Gopinath, Tota Gopinath, was placed in front of Gaurachandra. And then Gaurachandra, he said, Prabhu Bale, Tina Bhaga Samana Karya, Bunjiva Prasada Ana Ekatra Vasya. He said, listen, Gadadhar, divide this rice into 3 portions, and we will sit together and eat. although it was all Tota Gopinath's prasad, let's say his bhog, cooked by Gadadhar, the bhat, rice, and imli sabji, tamarind sabji, was placed in front of Gauranga. He wasn't invited, actually. Nityananda bought the rice, and he came there, and Gadadhar cooked it up from the Gopinath. Then suddenly, by surprise, Lord Gauranga came to Tota Gopinath and said, Hare, Gadadhar, you didn't invite me? I wasn't put on your invitation list? And he was laughing and smiling at that time. It was a joke. And then Gadadhar, when he brought the rice from Gopinath, he said, okay, Gauranga, sit down, it's all for you. You eat all the rice. Since you weren't invited, since you're an atiti, then you sit down. But then he said, let's divide it. Nityananda Sarupera Tandulera Prite Vasilena Mahaprabhu Bhojana Karite. Attracted by the rice brought from Bengal by Nityananda Sarup, Mahaprabhu sat down to eat. Dui Prabhu Bhojana Karina Dui Pash Santosha Ishvarana Vyanjana Prashamshe. Gadadhar Nityananda sat on either side of Gauranga, who glorified the rice and the vegetable preparations. With great, it says Santosh Ishvarana, with great satisfaction. He was glorifying the Anna and Vyanjan, the grains and the rice and the vegetables. And then how did he glorify? Because it says he glorified. Well, what did he say? Prabhu Bali, Eyanera Gunde O Sarvata, Krishna Bhakti Haya Ite Nahika Anyata. Gauranga declared the ganda, the fragrance of this rice will without a doubt give bhakti, Krishna bhakti, to Krishna. Nahika Anyata, nothing else. It will not give anything else. Krishna bhakti, just the fragrance of the rice. That's an extraordinary power of Gopinath's Mahaprasad. Just smelling it. So that's quite an interesting way to honor prasadam. Just, that's nice. Okay, you take it now. Practically, that's a fact, because we hear about the power of Krishna. Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji, he glorifies the interchangeability and the unlimited nature of Krishna's transcendental form, his spiritual form, Satchidananda Vigraha. Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti pashyanti panti kalayanti jaram jaganti ananda chinmaya suvijwala vigrahasya govinda madi purusha. He says that Krishna, he can smell with his eyes, he can taste with his ears, he can taste with his ears. This is a whole, there's 9 Navadwara. His body has Navadwara, 9 gates in the body. So there's only one gate by which we can eat and taste. But Krishna can eat and taste with his eyes, eat and taste with his nose. So Krishna just smells the fragrance of the love-filled bhoga. Very nice. Because when we remove the bhog from Krishna, it's usually all there. It still appears to be there. But it's transformed, it's Krishnized, it's spiritualized with Krishna's adara amritam. Krishna just, you put the rice and dal, sabji, chapati in front of Krishna and sweet. He smells it, acha, santosh. He's satisfied, fully satisfied. So this is happening here, right in Gaur Leela. So it happens every time we make an offering also. And the fragrance, because Krishna is smelling it, so now Krishna smelled. So that fragrance, that ganda was offered to Krishna's nose, now becomes Mahaganda. Usually we say Mahaprasad when we eat. There's also Mahaganda. Like we say Prasadi Vesh, the manjaris, and Krishna Leela, Kinkaris, Palidasis of Radharani, they wear Prasadi Vesh. We've heard the term Prasadi Mala. But we generally think it's something we can touch, see or feel or eat. That's prasad. There's prasadi vesh, which is kapra, the chadar, the chunari of Radharani, the veil, the lehengra, the dress, or the kancholi, the choli of Radharani, or her prasadi mala, the prasad garland. There's also prasad ganda. It's because Krishna is the enjoyer, bhuktaram yakatapasam. So he's enjoying the ganda, the fragrance, he's enjoying the sight. So if we offer with a pure mind and heart and pure senses and pure eyes, we offer this colorful bhoga on a tray, which is all different textures and all different colors and designed and arrayed in all different beautiful, attractive ways. And we offer that to Krishna. The sight of that bhoga is very beautiful, very colorful, and different shapes and textures, and there's something flat, and there's something liquid, and there's something solid, and there's something brown and green, and many different colors. Those are colors, design, form. These are pleasures and for the eye. So even that is offered for the pleasure of Krishna's eyes. When he sees it, oh, it looks so good. So now Krishna just looks at that bhoga. Now it becomes prasad dristi. Becomes prasad. So if you just take that, after Krishna looks at that and smells that bhoga, and of course he touches it and he eats it, and then you take it and you just look, oh, it looks so nice. Then you're getting the Krishna's prasadi glance. His prasadi dristi, prasadi mala, prasadi food, isn't it? So sometimes people say, oh, I cooked this thing for your deities. Did you take? Yes, I took. But I didn't see you ate anything. No, I looked, I smelled. Because we only think taking or honoring or experiencing something is through the tongue, jiva. We know very well and very clearly in this world we experience also happiness or pleasure through all of our five senses. We also experience distress or tension or anxiety through all our five. Our hands can give us pleasure by touch. Our hands can also give us pain by touch. We touch a hot frying pan and we'll burn our hand and get pain. If we touch something very soft and oh, this is nice. So our fragrance can give us pain. But it can give us pleasure. It's very sweet flowers. But if it's some obnoxious poisonous gas and we smell it, we can faint or whatever. Some poisonous smell and burning tire tubes and these type of things they have in the winter here. Burning tires and burning tire tubes. So just the sight of prasadam is a pleasure, is a satisfaction. But it's like Annamaya Kosh. The jiva is covered by different layers. Annamaya Kosh and Pranamaya Kosh and Manomaya Kosh and Gyanamaya, Monomaya and Gyanamaya and Vijnanamaya. So that means the jiva's ability to perceive is restricted due to the coverings of his consciousness and the density of the thickness of the modes of nature. So he may have. So if he's Annamaya Kosh, then everything's prasad. Only prasad is what I can jam down my throat and pass across my tongue. But what about just, oh, what's a beautiful offering? I'm sure Krishna is pleased. But you didn't taste it. How do you know he's pleased? Oh, I smelled it. A good cook, if someone's a very good cook, they can just smell and they understand it's good. They can understand it. The blend of the blend of the spices and the articles being cooked and all together. This is good. It's a matter of sensitivity. Some people can perceive the pleasure in another person's heart just by closing their eyes. Yes, he's pleased. Some people have to say, are you happy? Please tell me, yes, I'm happy. I'm pleased. But it can be just a movement of the eyes or just the radiance of their face, and you know they're pleased. So perception is on many different levels, depending on the depth of the consciousness and the sensitivity of the individual. So imagine Bhagavan, that Gauranga, he's simply, what's he say? He says, you just smell the anaganda, Krishna Bhakti Hai. You just smell this prasadam. What to speak of, just see prasadam, you'll get Krishna Bhakti. And we think, we have to taste it completely, every drop of it, in 56 preparations. Yeah, then I'll get Krishna Bhakti. And then he says, now just listen, he says, Gadadhar ki tamara manohara pakka, amitai matta kabu nahi kai shak. Oh Gadadhar, what a wonderful cook you are. Gadadhar ki tamara. I have never tasted your manohar pak. Your pak, we say pakka and apakwa. Apakwa means raw. Uncooked, and paka means cook. Your cooked things have stolen my mind. Tomara manohara pak. What you have cooked is mind stealing. It's stolen my mind. So that translates, what a wonderful cook you are. You're really a great cook. I mean, to say you're a wonderful cook or a great cook, and to say you're a manohara paka. Paka means a rasoi wala. A cook. There's quite a vast difference. That your cooking has stolen my mind. It's captivated me. A manohara. Amita mata kabu nahi khai shak. Kabu, nahi kabu, never any other time before. Kai, kana kabu, kai shak. Have I eaten this type of spinach before? That's amazing. Why is that amazing? Well, so he's just saying that to flatter Gadadhar. No, everything someone says has meaning based on relationship. So let's think about it. First of all, what is the relationship of Shak to Gauranga? Shak is to Gauranga what Makana mystery is to Krishna. Krishna, Gopal Lalaji, Nanda Dulal, he's very much fond of makan and mystery, butter and rock candy, sugar candy, butter and sugar. He likes too much. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu, from the time he was Nimai Pandit, very fond of shak, wild leafy vegetables, green vegetables, wild shak. Brahmi shak and this shak and that shak, so many types of shak. Methi shak and palak shak and batua shak and many shak. 22 different varieties of shak. 22 different types of shak Mother Shachi was cooking for him since he was a boy. He liked so much the sabji. Now he's 25 years old or 26 years old. He's been eating spinach for his whole life. Cooked by his mother's hand. Mother's cooking, home cooking, mother's cooking can't be beat. It's the best. Even wife can't match mother's cooking. She tries, but she fails. So, because mother's cooking for the baby in the womb. So how much mother's cooking is close to the baby. And the baby comes out of the womb and eats mother's cooking. So wife can never get so close as mother. And even the husband will say, oh, my mother, she makes it better than you. You should learn from my mother how to make this. So then the wife, she'll go to the mother, oh, please, husband, he likes you're cooking too much. Oh, yeah, I know. I'll show you. Now, that's on one side, there's mother competing with Gadadhar. But he says, amita e mata kabu nahi kai shak. Kabu nahi kai shak. I've never, in all those 27 years, I've never tasted shak like this before. That's stolen my mind. Because when Radharani cooks for Krishna, it's Manohar Bhog. When Radharani comes in Pratak Leela, 6 o'clock in the morning, late 36, she comes to Nandagan with her Sakhi Manjaris, and they cook, and they cook, and they cook. 100 stoves, 100 chulas, 100 chulas all cooking the same time for Krishna. Radharani supervising, Lita, you make this, and Yashoda supervising, Rohini, Radha. Manjari's cutting, helping, assisting, and Sakhi's cooking. Huge cooking. And Krishna's eating wonderful prasad from Radharani's hand. That is Manohara Bhog. Completely steals Krishna's mind, and he's glancing in the kitchen. So now that Radharani comes in Gaur Leela, and Krishna comes as Gauranga, and then the Gadadhar is cooking. That means Radharani. Gadadhar ki tomara vichitra randan, tentula pratrakare matta vyanjan. Oh Gadadhar, your cooking is vichitra. Ki, what is this so amazing and variegated? You have made such a nice vegetable preparation with tamarind leaves, tentula pata, kare matta vyanjan. Vyanja means vegetable. Just with imli leaves, tamarind leaves, you just made such amazing, and that was growing in the garden, wild leaves of a tree. Like the Bengalis, you have a neem tree. Oh, what's that? It's a neem tree. If a Bengali comes to your house and sees a neem tree, oh, what's a neem tree? You ever make neem baigan? You ever make neem aloo? Immediately they see the neem tree and they start thinking of different subjects with the neem leaves. You say, subjects with neem leaves? Neem pata and aloo, neem pata and baigan, eggplant. Aloo is very good. Very tasty. Cooked in mustard oil, sarso ka tel. Bujilana Vaikunte Randanakara Tumi Tabeyara Panake Lukao Va Kini. Gadadhar said, Gauranga said, Gadai, I understand that you're cooking in Vaikunta. So why are you trying to hide yourself? Lukao Vakeni. Luka Kund. Luka is hide and seek. The purport. Vrishabhanu Nandan, he cooks for Krishna. Since Gadadhar Pandit Goswami displayed expertise in cooking offerings for Sri Gopinath, Sri Gaurasundar understood who he actually was, as I mentioned, Vrishabhanu Nandi, and identified him as a Vaikuntha cook. To be more specific, a Barsana cook. Barsani Wali Radhe Shri Radha 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 Barsani Wali Radhe E Mata Santoshete Hasya Parihase Bojan Korina Tina Prabhu Prema Rase. Nitai and Gadai and Gaur laughed and joked in this way. Parihase Hasya Parihase. Parihase means every side was laughing, all directions were laughing. Nitai was here and Gadadhar. And this way, Bojan Karina Teen Prabhu, the Prabhu, the Gaudiya Sampradaya, Teen Prabhu. Because they're Vishnu Tattva, Advaita, and Nitai, and Gauranga. That's the real Teen Prabhu. But this is the three males are here, but although one Shakti Tattva. So they're Bojan Karina Tina Prabhu Prema Rase. They relished the mellows of ecstatic love, Prem Ras, as they ate in satisfaction. Hey Tina Janera Priti Hey Tina Se Jane Gorajanda Jhatana Kahina Karostane. The affection shared between Gadai, Nitai, and Gaur is known only to them. Gaurachandra would generally not discuss their affection with anyone. So we see in the achar, transcendental behavior of Lord Gauranga and his devotees, because he's God and Nitai and Gadadhar are his expansions, but they're playing, or let's say their relationship is as servants, servants of God. His parts, his expansions, his parts and parcels, his servants. So we are also the parts and parcels of God. We are his expansions, although we're not Sarup Shakti or Tatastha Shakti. And he's glorifying, Gauranga is being served by his devotees. Specifically, they're cooking for him and arranging for his Bhoga, Nitai and Gadai, Nityananda and Gadadhar. And the first thing he does is he compliments the cook. First he compliments Nitai for bringing the Bhoga rice. Nityananda Swarup has brought such wonderful fragrant rice from Bengal. So you can see in the behavior of Gauranga that he's in a small circle right now, a small circle of association of sadhusang, of three. Teen Prabhu, Nitai, and Nityananda, Gadadhar, and Gauranga. And he's fully conscious of each one around him, and he's fully reciprocating in a very loving and appreciative and grateful way with those around him. He's not neglecting anyone or overlooking anyone. The principal player here in this Bhojan Leela was the cook and the eater. So the cook, of course, is Gadadhar, but there's Gopinath is involved, Tota Gopinath, and then Gauranga is involved, and Gadadhar is involved, and Nityananda is involved. And Lord Chaitanya is expertly reciprocating with all of them and glorifying all of them. So this is the nice lesson we can learn here and Vaishnavachar, in our relationships with one another, that he says, what a wonderful cook you are. I've never tasted such shak before. So the principle or the practice of glorifying the devotee who cooks for the pleasure of the Lord and his devotees is being shown, that behavior is being displayed and exhibited by God himself, by Bhagavan Gauranga. God is grateful. God shows G for God, G for gratitude. He shows his gratitude. He doesn't say, well, I'm God, naturally you should cook for me. I'm God, naturally you should please me. It's your duty. You're a cook, you made, very nice. Oh, Gadadhar. So this is the exchanges of love. And as a result, everyone became very happy. Everyone was santosh, completely satisfied, and they're laughing, and very sweet dealings and very wonderful example Lord Gauranga's establishing. And of course the whole thing is amazing on different levels, because Nityananda and Gadadhar are certainly thinking of themselves and acting as such, and their relationship is with that they are servants of Krishna and servants of Gauranga. So they offered all the rights to Gauranga. Please, Gauranga, Gopinath, Gauranga is one. Gopinath and Gauranga is one tattva. Krishna's two Bhagavan Gopinath, Krishna's two Bhagavan Gauranga. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Hayanya. So they properly offered to him. Then he said, no, you sit here. You share with me, like coward boys, or like equals. Oh, God is like that. You sit down. Once we were invited to someone's house, and they weren't initiated, and they wanted me to meet their mother, one Indian couple. And so we met their mother, and then they were offering me bhoga first. And I was sitting on the floor in their house. I prefer that, although they have all tables and everything. And then the mother was waiting. I said, no, you sit here, you eat also. Elderly lady. I said, you sit, you eat. And she came from England to visit her daughter. She was quite amazed. What is this, Swamiji? I said, you eat, you're the mother, why should you wait? You know, no, you're Swamiji, you eat. No, you sit, you eat. So she sat there, was eating. And now this lady is initiated. And she had no idea how that her life would turn to that direction. And she's read the entire Srimad Bhagavatam 3 times already. And spends her life in the holy Dham. So this is the mercy of God and devotees, that they extend themselves. So even Lord Chaitanya, although he certainly can eat by himself and would be no problem for him to be honored by Nityananda Gadadhar. And sometimes he's even worshipped in different contexts. Sometimes Gauranga sits on the throne, the Singhasana of Vishnu, and puts shalagrams on his lap. He collects all the shalagrams from the altar, puts them on his lap, and says, all right, worship me. For 21 hours, Shatapraharya Leela and Shiva Sangam, Shiva's Thakur's house, Chaitanya Bhagavat. For 21 hours, Shataprahar, 7 prahars, Gauranga Mahaprabhu sat on the Singhasan of Lakshmi Narayan. And then he took all the shalagrams were there, because he was sitting there, and he picked them up, put them on his lap. And then he showed all his different forms. He showed Ram to Murari Gupta, and he showed different forms of God to different devotees and called them forward and told them about different pastimes in which he protected them in his various expansions, to let them know that he was all-pervading, omnipotent and omniscient, and always there to protect them. But that same Lord is, in one pastime, is being worshipped like that as Deva Deva Jagatpate, the God of all gods, the Sarvavatari. Now he's saying, oh, sit down, eat with me, let's share together, laugh and joke. This is Gauranga. So everyone's merged in the ocean of happiness. Katakshane Prabhu Sabha Karila Bhojan Chalilena Patra Lutta Kaila Bhaktagan. After finishing their meal, Nitai, Godai, and Gaur got up and left. The devotees then snatched their remnants. Actually, your word here is snatched. Katakshane Prabhu Sabha Karya Bhojan Chalilena Patra Lutta Kaila Bhaktagan. Very interesting. There's a word in English called loot. L-O-O-T. Loot means to rob someone's house, or they looted the place. And when you come in the house and steal, if you loot someone's place, you just turn all the drawers upside down and turn the bookcase upside down and throw everything on the floor, and you find every jewelry and every hidden kind of money and anything. It's called, the place was looted. So the patra, they looted the patra. The Bhaktagan, all the devotees, they attacked the plates of remnants, the 3 plates left by the teen Prabhus. They looted them. Hey Ananda Bhojan, Jai Padava Shune, Krishna Bhakti Hai, Krishna Pai Se Jane. Whoever hears or reads about these blissful eating pastimes, Ananda Bhojan, achieves Krishna and Krishna Bhakti. Gadadhar Shubha Dristi Karena Jahare Se Janite Pare Nityananda Surupere. Whoever receives a merciful glance, the Shubha Drishti, the most auspicious glance of Gadadhar, can know Nityananda Sarup. Nityananda Sarupo Jahare Pritamane Lao Jayena Gadadhar Jane Se I Jane. And whoever pleases Nityananda can know Gadadhar. Hinamate Nityananda Prabhu Nilachale Viharena Gaurachandra Sange Kutuhale. In this way Nityananda enjoyed pastimes with Gaurachandra in Nilachala. So that and I would say Teen Jana Ekatra Takena Nirantara Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Gadadhar Jagannato Ekatra Tekena Tina Jane Anande Vivala Sabe Matra Sankirtane Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Jana Vrindavana Dasa Tachu Parajugegan. And Nilachal, these 3, Jagannath Puri Dham, these 3, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Gadadhar, would always stay together. Together they would visit the temple of Lord Jagannath and become overwhelmed with ecstatic love while performing Sankirtan. Ananda Vival. They become bewildered, overwhelmed with bliss when they perform Sankirtan, which is what it says. Anand. There's Anand Vival. Sabe Matra. Matra. At all times, Sabe Matra. At all times when they did Sankirtan in front of Jagannath, Rajendra Nanda and Shamasundar, they would become Ananda Vival. Accepting Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of the lotus feet. Thus ends the English translation of Antyakanda chapter 7, Pastimes in Sri Gadadhar's Garden, Tota Gopinath. Tota Gopinath ki jai. And we'll start tomorrow the Jal Keli Leela. Narendra Mahaprabhu's Narendra Sarovar Jal Keli Leela. This is during Chandan Yatra. Rath Yatra time, right before Rath Yatra in May and June, or 21 days, it's very hot. And Lord Jagannath and Subhadra and Baladev, they come to, and the Utsav deity, Madan Mohan, they come to Narendra Sarovar and they cruise around and take a boat ride every afternoon. They cover with Chandan all day, so that keeps them cool during the night. During the day they're covered with Chandan Yatra. Then that's removed in the evening time, and then they're taken out on palanquin, and they spend the whole evening from about 9 o'clock at night till 12 or 1. Almost the whole night they cruise around, and that's their boat festival, the lords, and then the devotees, they play water sport around. it's not so much that Jagannath sporting, he's just riding in his boat. And they sing songs, on the banks they sing songs. I personally seen this festival in Puri a few summers, the Chandan Yatra festival, and the boating pastimes. The deities come out around sunset, which is around 7 p.m. or 8, like this. And they keep going around here and there, around Narendra Sarovar, till 1 o'clock. So they're nice and cool. Nice cool breeze coming off the water, and they're being fanned on the boat, and people on the banks singing, and lots of boga there, people selling food and stuff. It was a festival. And then the deities are taken home. Very beautiful way to spend hot days. Cover with chandan all day inside, then at night go out for a nice boat ride under the moonshine, sing beautiful songs, love songs of Radha and Krishna's Noka Vihar and Ban Vihar Leelas. And then come back to Jagannath Mandir, Shayan, sleeping time. And Jagannath, he's the enjoyer, a Mahapurush. He's a great enjoyer. This is Chaitanya Bhagavat, December 2nd, 2012, continuing the beautiful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his divine associates. Antya Leela, Chapter 7. Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Ki Jai. This is Gaur Leela, Nitya Gaur Leela, and we're hearing about it as if we're reading some pages of history. Oh yes, 527 years ago or so, in Puri, this particular pastime took place between Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. They had this conversation. It's very nice, ancient history. But it's not ancient, it's nitya. It's eternal present. Krishna's pastimes are eternally present. And the devotees that meditate on these pastimes and repeatedly hear these pastimes and remember these pastimes, they will also live eternally in the presence of Lord Gauranga. This is eternal present, eternal nitya. They're nitya, but they're present right now, where we can see here in Navadvip Dham, or in Puri Dham, or Vrindavan Dham, we can see these pastimes with Bhav Dristi. At the platform of Bhav or Prema, we can see what is imperceptible to the conditioned soul. That which is aprakrita becomes, that which is aprakat becomes prakat by the power of love. Because it is love and Bhav which attracts the Lord to the devotee. And if you attract the Lord to your heart and to your presence, then you attract His Nam, Rup, Guna, and Leela. So that's the idea, that the aprakat becomes prakat because the devotee has the eyes to see. Krishna has given him that prem, has instilled that prem in his heart due to his satisfaction with his bhajan and the blessings of Guru and Parampara. So then Krishna reveals himself. Swayameva Spuratyada. So, oh, did you see it? I saw it. Oh, I didn't see Gopal standing on the top of the chakra at Puri. But Lord Chaitanya saw, as he danced down the street in ecstasy of Utkanti Bhav to see Shamsundar. And they were coming from West Bengal, and all these associates, he stopped. Look, Gopal's standing on the chakra, you see. And Nityananda and others were with him. No, we don't see. Of course, they're also premis, but they're showing that he was so much anxious to see Shamsundar that even he saw his Balya Rup standing on the chakra. So this is, when we read the Leela, we should think that even reading Krishna's Leela, or Gaur Leela, that itself creates Viraha Bhav. It creates and deepens our mood of separation. This is happening right now. This is happening in Jagannath Puri. And Nitai is there. And the devotees are standing there. They're listening to this conversation. It's such a beautiful exchange between Nitai and Gauranga. But I can't see it. I can't hear it. Kabe, when will that day be when I can hear this conversation and directly witness this beautiful exchange of love between the Lord and His eternal associates? in that holy abode of Puri, Nilachal Dham. And I'm separated. Why? It's not a matter of getting on a train and traversing across India and arriving in Puri to see the Leela. It's a matter of love. Because the Lord and His Leelas with His devotees are all going on the platform of divine love, pure love. So then that creates some anxiousness inside. Why am I waiting? What is holding me back from entering this kingdom of love? All these anarthas, just go, oh holy name, oh Sri Nam Prabhu, just take everything out now, today, right now. Why have to wait 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Why have to wait? Why not now? Like this book title from our friend, he says, Krishna Prapti Ye Janam, this Isme Janam, this birth, attain Krishna. So that's the teachings of all Acharyas. Prabhupada, oh Prabhupada, we're your disciples, but if we don't make it in this lifetime, will you come back next life and save us? And Prabhupada was, what is this? Why take another birth? Finish your business in this life, he said. Finish. Why? What about? We don't know the future. Do everything now. Why are you procrastinating? Why are you complacent and procrastinating? Get serious. Get on purpose, as our Radhakund Das used to say in the last months of his life. Get on purpose. Be one with the purpose of Krishna and the will and desire of Krishna. Put all separate interests aside and get to it. So somehow, let's begin. So what happens here? We're picking up chapter 7, verse 45, and Lord Chaitanya is glorifying Nityananda in Nilachala. After Nityananda had gone to Bengal, and he was preaching for several months, and he returned. And we're just picking up, we already discussed some verses. There's many, many verses. He's so happy. After they composed themselves, they greeted each other, they laughed, all ecstatic symptoms, shedding tears and shivering and laughing, falling unconscious, hair standing on end. And there was such divine love. It not only manifested in the body of Nittai, but everybody around them. We used to have a phrase when I was a youth called contact high. Someone may be high or in high consciousness for whatever reason. And if he associated with others, then he would bring them to kind of that high level. So that's what happens if we're sad and we associate with a happy person, then we become happy generally, which you transfer. So the same thing is happening here. And then they composed themselves. Then Gauranga folded his hands and began to offer prayers to Nityananda. Because Nityananda, I guess Lakshman, in Ram Leela we hear that Lakshman didn't like being the younger brother because he had to be subservient to Ram and often do things that he didn't want to do. And which Ram subjected himself to, which Lakshman knew that it was difficult and trying for Ram to do those things, and he thought, if I was the older brother, this would never happen. But he's in charge, so I take a vow that I'll never become the older brother again. So the next age in Dwapara Yuga, then Lakshman became Balaram. Quite a bit older, 1 year or whatever, older and respected as a senior to Krishna. Then in Gaur Leela, he was about 20 years older or so than Gauranga, again older. And so Gauranga, although Nittai is older, so he's showing that respect, and he's also a Brahman. Hadai Pandit is his father, and Padmavati, he was born in Ekachakra. Some of us have had the fortune to have darshan there. Have you been there? You know. Then we had a nice time there. So now he's folding his hands and he's offering prayers. So see the change of moods. When he's greeting him, when Nittai returned from his preaching mission, and Gaura was so happy and elated, and then they were just loving, just melting in love in each other's arms. Two brothers united in love, and forgot all about any kind of externals or formalities, just oneness and love and all equality and divine ecstatic experiences in each other's association. Then when they compose themselves, then Gauranga assumes a mood of respect of Nitai, the Avadut, and the elder person, quite a senior person. And then he starts glorifying him. You're the personified form of the holy name, and you can sell yourself, you can sell Krishna to anyone. So now we'll begin verse 45. Bhaya nahi jana tumi sankirtana sukhe aharnisha Krishna gun tomara shri mukhe. Sankirtan sukhe tomara shri mukhe. Nitai, you have forgotten the external world. Bhaya nahi jana tumi. It's like Hindi practically. You don't know anything about the external world. Well, we can pray to Lord Gauranga to bless us with the same forgetfulness. There's some song like that by Bhakti, Tomara Bulia. You know that song? Tomara Bulia. Prabhupada sings it. You have forgotten. You have forgotten the external world, Nitai. And what are you doing? And how did you do that? Because you're engaged day and night in glorifying the qualities of Lord Krishna. Ahar nish. It's like Hindi. Ahar nish Krishna gun tomara shri mukhe. So shri mukhe, with your beautiful, attractive mouth, which your mouth is beautiful, Shri, it's attractive, Shri, and it's distributing opulence in every direction, which is Shri. And it's distributing fortune in every direction, which is Shri. So wherever you direct your mukhe, it becomes Shri. The Purva dig, Uttar dig, any dig. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Wherever Nitai would direct his mouth, and the Shuddha Nam, the Prem Nam, Braja Nam would come out from his mouth. Shri mukhe. So that creates the beauty of Vrindavan. Those are beautiful. The Bengali is so nice. Ahar nisha Krishna gun tomara shri mukhe. So at night, he may be alone, he's Avadut. Oh, Krishna, Krishna. Mahabaho. Or this direction or that direction. Everywhere is Shri mukhe. Ashru Kampa Hasya Morcha Pulaka Vaivarnya Krishna Bhakti Vikar Ache Marma. All these Krishna Bhakti Vikar, transformations of Krishna Bhakti manifested in the Lords when they met. Gauranga goes on, as we often hear Krishna's Kaviraj, he says that Gauranga, he has a penchant for glorifying devotees. And when he begins to glorify devotees, it appears that Gauranga has 5 mouths. Panchamukh. We have Chaturmukhe, Brahma Bole, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Panchamukhe, what's it? Panchamukhe, Shiva Bole, Ram Ram Hare Hare. There's a form of Shiva. There's a song by Bhakti Chaturmukhe. You know that's it? Brahma Chatur. We used to sing this in Kirtan with Vishnu Jan and Jayananda in the old days. The 70s. When really ecstatic. Chaturmukhe, Chaturmukhe, Brahma Bole, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Then because there's a Panchamukh Shiva also. Then they say Panchamukhe, Shiva Bole, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Something like this, I forget. Because it's Hare Hare Hare. Because Shiva, he chants Hare Ram. That's his mantra. So, I don't know how I got there, but... So now he goes on, and he says, Krishna Chandra Tomar, Hridaya Nirantar, Tomara Vigraha Krishna Vilaseraghar, Ateva Tomare Jay, Jani Priti Kare, Satya Satya Krishna Kabu, Nachodivek Tare, Tabe Katakshane Nitya Nanda Mahashoy, Balite Lagila Ati Karila Vinay, Prabhu Hai Tume Jay, Amare Karastuti, E Tomara Vatsalya Bhaktera Prati Ati. So the Gauranga is glorifying Nitai Mahima. Krishna Chandra, Hridaya Nirantar, that Krishna Chandra, he's always residing in your heart, Nirantar, without any cessation, Nirant, no end. moment to moment, hour to hour, day to day, Krishna Chandra is residing. Hridaya Nirantara. He's in your heart. And because he's in your heart, whatever in your heart will be displayed in your actions and your words. Tomar Vigraha Krishna Vilasera Ghar. Your body is Krishna Vilas Gar. Tomar Vigraha. Your form, your Vigraha. Tomar Vigraha. Your Vigraha. Because he is a Vigraha. Nityananda is Vigraha, Murti. Gauranitai Murti, Gauranitai Shri Vigraha. So your Vigraha is Krishna Vilas Gar. It is the abode of Vilas, Krishna's romantic, intimate pastimes, Radha Krishna. Kunja Vilas, Kunja Vilasini Radha, Kunja Vilasan Sham, Kunja Vilasini Radha. So what a glorification, what a mahima. And Nityananda, he is the ideal of devotion. He's the Bhakta avatar. He's showing what devotees do. They preach, they chant, they're absorbed in Krishna's pastimes. They have all these wonderful qualities. They've forgotten the world, and they're always engaged in glorifying Krishna's qualities. Therefore, Nitai, it is certainly true that Krishna will never leave anyone who becomes attached to you. Because if you're attached to Nitai, automatically Krishna is there, because Nitai is the abode. He's Krishna Vilasera Gar. Krishna Vilasera Gar. That if somebody has money, his pockets are stuffed with cash. He has all his pockets, he has cash hanging out. And if you're holding on to his arm, then money will always be with money. Hey, this guy's always with the money. Because he's walking around with someone that has money flying out of his pockets. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nitai, he's Krishna, Sevananda, Krishna Sevananda. He's in the bliss of Krishna Sevananda. So if you're with him, then you'll always be with Krishna. That's a pretty obvious thing. It's certainly true. Ateva Tomari, Jane Pritikare. Satya Satya Krishna Kabu, Nachori Vetare. That Krishna will never leave anyone who has love for you, Priti Jane. It says, Jani Pritikare. Priti is translating as attached. Priti, Pyar, Priti, Bhav, Prem. Priti means love, as you know. The same as Hindi, I think so. Priti. Ateva Tomare Jai Jane Pritikare. One who shows love for you. Of course, love means attachment. If you love someone, you're attached to them. Then Krishna will never leave him. So that Gauranga said that, then Nitai Bolo. Tabat Shatashane Nityananda Mahashai Balite Lagila Ati Kariya Vinay. Thereafter, Nityananda humbly spoke to the Lord as follows. So this is an example of dialogue. We talk about the four voices in Sanskrit drama: monologue, dialogue, discourse, and narrative. Remember? These are the only four. There's no others. And these are the four elements, the four voices, that speak going on in any lila, drama, lila, pastime. So this is dialogue, and then when they're not speaking, and Vrindavandas Thakur he's describing the pastime, that's the narrative, the narration, explanation of the flow of the pastime, narrative. So now Nitai is replying to the glorification. So Lord Gauranga is Nityananda Mahima. So now Nityananda is giving Gauranga Mahima. And this is often we see in devotees. Sometimes someone meets a devotee and he glorifies him, or he's in front of others. This is so and so, and then the person will take the mic and say, no, but this is so and so. Nityananda is going to reply, Prabhu hai, tumi jay amare kari stuti. E tamara vatsalya bhaktera prati ati. Nitai said, O Gauranga, although you are the Lord, you're Prabhu, you offer prayers to me? Amare kara stuti. Amare kara stuti. You're offering prayers to me? This is proof of your affection for your devotees. Tomar vatsalya, bhakta vatsalya prati ati. Practically, it shows how much affection are you like a father If the child somehow glorifies the father, then the father will glorify the child. So Nitai is saying, I'm like a child. You're my Prabhu. You're my master, you're my father. And why are you glorifying me? And then Nitai says, Pradakshina kara kiba, kara namaskar, kiba mara, kiba rakka, jay ichat tumar. O Gauranga Prabhu, you may circumambulate me, pradakshina. You may offer obeisances to me, namaskar. Or you may protect me according to your will, kiva mara, kiva raka. You may kill me, mara or raka, may protect me. Ichatamar. Ichatamar is your will. Konva vaktavya Prabhu achetamastan kiva nahi dekatumi divya darshan. O Lord, O Prabhu Gaur, what can I say to you? You see everything through your transcendental eyes. Kiva nahi dekatumi divya darshan. Dekatumi divya darshan. You're looking at me with transcendental vision. Tomastane. Vaktavya Prabhu. Vakta. Vakta means speech. Oh Prabhu, kon va vaktavya Prabhu. What can I say? What can I say? You're God, you can see through me. Sometimes they say the Guru sees through us. When he sees right through us and tells us what's going on. He has that power. Divya darshan. Transcendental eyes. Man pran sabara Ishvara Prabhu tumi jay karahat se rupa kari ami. O Prabhu Gaur, you are the Lord and life of all beings. I do whatever you make me do. Man pran sabara Ishvara Prabhu. O Prabhu, you are the Ishvara of all the mind, the man and pran. Man and pran. You are the Lord and life of all beings, the pran of everyone. And karaha se rupa kariyami. I do whatever you make me do. This form of mine, this form just moves according to your will. Apane more tumi danda daraila. Apane guchaya e rupa karila. Gauranga, you induced me to accept the danda darila. And then you yourself made me reject it. Because he was avadut. He said, you become sannyas. You travel with danda. He always carries this rod to chastise Kali, driveway Kali. And then one day he said, no, actually you should get married. So sometimes kind of bent devotees, or their minds a little bent, they say, oh, yes, this is established now in Kali Yuga. Brahmachari, and then brahmachari, then sannyas, then grihast. Because they say, oh, Nitai was some brahmachari, then avadut, and moving around avadut, Nitai, the avadut. And then, like sannyas, avadut, tyagi, sadhu. And then he got married to Vasudha and Janava Mata and Vasudha, two sisters. People say like this sometimes. This is called Anusharan and Anukaran. Anukaran means imitation of the Lord and His pastimes, which is not to be done. But Anukaran means to follow the principles established by His pastimes, where they are in concordance with the religious standard of the Shastras, Guru Shastra and Sadhu. So then he goes on. Tarakadu Vetravamshi Shinga Chanda Dari Iha Darilana Ami Muni Dharmachari. O Gauranga, I gave up the duties of a mendicant and accepted bracelets, anklets, a stick, a flute, and a buffalo horn, and a rope. So he gave up this sannyas to appear as Balaram, a buffalo horn, and a rope and a flute and a stick, anklets. It's a very interesting thing here. And Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says that Gauranga, he's to nourish the variegated pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Nityananda accepted a danda. Then later, Sri Gaurasundar made Nitai give up that same danda that he accepted. And with giving up that danda, Nitai gave up the principles of an ascetic or sannyas avadut, and he accepted the necessary ingredients for serving Krishna. I guess he couldn't serve Krishna with that danda so well, but with a buffalo horn and a rope and a flute and a stick, he can serve much better. I guess. Acharyadi Tomara Jateka Priyaganna Sabare Dilatap Bhakti Acharan. Gaur, you taught me the principles of austerity and devotional service to Advaitacharya and other dear associates. Acharya Adi Tomar, Priyagan. Beginning with Acharya, Advaitacharya, and all your beloved devotees, Priyagan. What a nice way to describe it. We say the beloved devotees, Priyagan. Sabare, Dila Tap Bhakti Acharan. You taught me the Achar, the Bhakti Achar, Tap Bhakti Achar. Sabari Dila, you taught me the principles of austerity and devotion to the Lord and all his devotees. So that's very nice. Gauranga taught Nitai these achar, principles of behavior. Actually says tap and bhakti acharan. Acharan means behavior. Vaishnava acharan. In Bengali, acharan. So do we say sadachar? Proper behavior. So how to behave in the proper way with the Priyagan. Because Priyagan means all the loving devotees of the Lord. And every devotee of Lord Gauranga and Radha and Krishna, they're all loving devotees. Even they may be the what we call Kanishta or Madhyam or Uttam, but they're all loving the Lord in their own ways. And they may be big lovers of the Lord or small lovers of the Lord. But all when we say devotee, we say, oh devotee, oh bhakta, oh Vaishnava. But in common vernacular, we would rather say they are all lovers of the Lord, because they've accepted the Lord as the goal of their life, and their own way, whatever way that may be, they're trying to express their love, and that should be honored and respected and nourished and relished. Nourished to go further and relished in exchange of that nourishment. Well, he's saying a very nice point that Bhakti Acharan, he taught him how to behave with all the Priyagan, all the beloved devotees of the Lord. Beginning with Acharya, Advaita Acharya, Tomara Acharya Adi Tomar Jateka Priyagan. So beginning with the topmost bhakta of the Lord, Mahavishnu, and then everyone else, Acharya Adi, then everyone else. So from the topmost Advaita Acharya all the way down to the smallest devotee, whoever that may be. Even Jagai Madai, recently converted Jagai Madai, even then one should behave in a very proper way. Bhakti Achar, with devotion and love and respect. And austerities. So Gauranga again, he taught the principles of austerity. Sabare Dila Tap Bhakti Acharan. So tap is also there everywhere in this Gaudiya Vaishnava religion. And we see that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya summarized Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga. Chaitanya Shikshartam. Shikshartam Ekam Purushartam. Like this. Yeah, you're the oldest Lord, and you're the essence of the most valuable teaching. Your teaching is that austerity is knowledge of Krishna, and austerity are fundamental principles of Gaudiya Siddhanta and Gaudiya Bhakti, Gaudiya Radha Krishna Bhakti. This is Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya-lila, Antya-kanda Part 2, Chapter 7. Continuing from our class, this is December 3rd, 2012. And is glorifying Gauranga. Muni Dharma Chadaya, Jekaila Amhare, Yavahari Jane Se Sakale Hasya Kare. O Prabhu, Gauranga, you induced me to give up the duties of a mendicant, Muni Dharma Chadya, like Chordo, the Muni Dharma, and made me an object of laughter for the common people. Vyavahari Jane, Sakale Hasya Kare. See, the common people laughed because they said, what is this? He was a Muni, he was an Avadut, Sannyasi Vairagi, and now Mahaprabhu told him to get married. So the advanced spiritual-minded people, they could understand the Lord and His pastimes. The common people, the Vyavahara Jane, Sakala Jan, all those common people, they laughed. Oh, what is this? You're a sannyasi, now you're getting married. It's kind of like obvious thing that people would maybe misunderstand and often would laugh at. Tomara nartaka ami nachao je rupe se rupa nachi ami tomara kotuke. Gauranga, I am only a dancer in your hands, nartaka ami. I dance for your pleasure as you wish. Nigraha ki anugraha tumi se praman, rikshadwari karatumi tomara se nam. Gauranga, you alone can bestow mercy or neglect. You can nigraha or anugraha. Nigraha means neglect and anugraha means compassion, mercy, kindness. The proof is that you have induced even trees to chant your name. Brikshadwari karatumi tomara sinam. Nityananda, there's a purport by Saraswati Thakur. Only you are qualified to display mercy or neglect. Not only human beings, but even plants can get your mercy and the service of Krishna. If the holy name is chanted, then even living entities whose consciousness is undeveloped can attain benefit. So, obviously, Nitai was chanting loudly wherever he went, wherever he moved, Gauranga, Gauranga, Hare Krishna, and he was benefiting the trees, telling them to chant and reminding them of Krishna. Because every living entity is covered in one way or another. Every jiva has a different external form or covering, the body. And maybe a human being, and we think we're covered also. Our consciousness, our pure spiritual consciousness is covered by human form. And the trees and plants, there's pure spiritual consciousness is covered by the tree form, the Serupa, tree or plant. If you're covered, you're covered. If you're in Maya, you're in Maya, whether you're a demigod, Indra, or a great Agni Dev or some great Devata, and you're in Maya, covered with illusion, and identifying with your body, I am tree. The tree thinks I am tree. That's the extent of his thinking. I am worm, I am tree, I am flea, I am bird, I am dog, I am cat, I am man, I am deva. That is covering, it's illusion. So everyone can, that holy name of Krishna, if it's chanted with purity and intention to pierce through those coverings, then it's the most powerful armor to, not say armor, but say weapon to pierce the covering of the living entities. Even trees become alive. Chaitanya means to come alive. You can say, oh, I'm alive. I have a Chaitanya, I'm alive. But if we're dead to God and dead to our eternal identity and unaware of it and ignorant of it and acting as such, ignorant of our eternal identity as spiritual beings, then we're covered. We're in Maya. So therefore devotees, they go everywhere and they tell the trees, Hare Krishna, tell the dogs, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And the dogs try, even they tell the dogs, chant Radhe Radhe, and they try in their own way to speak. Trees don't speak, but when Gauranga was passing through Jharkhand, or Nitai was traveling here and there through different forests, or even pastures around Navadvip, going through the fields and whatnot. The lanes, if you just walk through some lane, it's like in Navadvip. There's so many trees everywhere, and houses are the minority there in Navadvip Mandal, and trees and forests are the majority. Here in Braj Mandal, trees are extreme minority and houses are the majority. Hard to find a tree. So when he was just walking village to village, he would pass by so many trees and latas and creepers and plants. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Chant the holy names, chant the holy names. And they would chant in their own way. The leaves of the trees would shake as if in ecstasy. The honey on their branches would start dripping down for no reason. And they would even bend over, the branches would bend down with their fruits to offer obeisances to Gauranga, Nityananda. So in this way they were showing that they were becoming uncovered. They were exhibiting symptoms of life, more consciously developed life. When the jiva moves up through the different forms of bodies and gets some human body or beastly body, then he can express more, he has freedom of movement, he can move. And then he can even speak or communicate with some sound vibration. Then he can think and he can rationalize and use discrimination. There's different levels of expressing development of consciousness. So the trees couldn't speak, nor could they dance behind Nityananda in the Sankirtan party or go with Gauranga, but they could respond in their own way and try to chant in their own way by leaves trembling on their branches or bending down their branches, or honey trickling down their trunk as if they were crying tears of joy by hearing that holy name. And that holy name was a vibhav, it was an excitant to stimulate their eternal identity, awaken them to the Chaitanya, the prospects of the jiva. When he contacts God, he can start chanting and serving God. So that Nitai is glorifying Gauranga. The proof is that you even induce the trees to chant. And that was, of course, most evident when Lord Gauranga went through Jharkhand forest. Trees were chanting, tigers were chanting, elephants were chanting. Tigers were chanting with the deer. They were chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Said the elephants were roaring back, leaning back on back legs and jumping up in the air like human beings dancing. Raising our arms, we dance in kirtan. The elephants were standing on their back legs and going like this. Hari Bol. So this is, you have to see it to believe it, but it's described in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So after hearing all this from Nityananda about establishing the unique power and mercy of Gauranga, then Prabhupada Tomara Jai Deya Lankar Navavira Bhakti Bhai Kichu Nahi Ar. Gauranga said, Nitai, the alankara on your body, the ornaments on your body are nothing but the 9 processes of devotional service. Navavida Bhakti, Hai Kichu Nahayar. It's very interesting. Ornamentation of the body, Deha Alankara. And what are those 9 limbs of devotion which are ornamenting his body? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranadi, Namaskara. Hey, say Tamara Sarva Kala Alankar. Nitai, your body is eternally decorated with ornaments like Shravanam, hearing, Kirtanam, chanting, Smaran, remembering, and Namaskar, offering obeisances. Because that's the bottom line. That's the foundation of anything. Foundation of hearing, chanting, and remembering is humility. And there's no dhanya bhav backing our chanting. It's not chanting. There's no dhanya bhav backing our hearing. There's no. If we don't hear submissively, then we can't really hear. If we don't come with a humble heart and a submissive mind, then we cannot collect anything of what we're hearing. Even when we chant, we can't collect any mercy from the name if we're not in that posture of humility and submission. Chinara api sunichena terora iva sahishana. Api, tura api sahishana. Amanina amanidena kirtaniya sadahari. That Mahaprabhu is saying, you want to approach the holy name, then you have to go with a straw between your teeth. Not only between your teeth as an expression of submission, humility, but even position yourself on the street, lie on the street, and position below the blade of grass, below the trina. So that's the way one can chant, and then that's the way one can hear, and then that's the way one can remember. Because that humility is a reflection of love. You can be humble before your beloved, and submissive to your beloved if they're great, if they're grand and glorious and magnificent and wonderful and charming and sweet and attractive and unlimitedly endowed with all conceivable opulences. That's Krishna. He meets all these characteristics. So therefore it's easy to manifest humility before a personality like Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then He is His name, so when we chant His holy name, then we approach in a humble way, and we hear about Him in a humble way. And then remembering, now we try to remember, but then because we have that foundation, we've heard submissively and with humility, Sharanagati and humility, and then we chant it with submission, then Krishna is attracted. He says, oh, this humility and submission you're displaying while hearing and chanting is indicating some of your love for me. And because of that, I'm going to give you remembrance. You can remember my leelas. He allows us to remember His leelas. But the proud person, he may show chanting, exhibit interest in hearing and chanting, but it's very difficult for him to remember the pastimes because it's not a cognitive function of our free will. We can try to remember, but we remember for a second, then we lose the fixation on the pastimes. When Krishna blesses our mind with His anugraha, His compassion, then the leelas flow one by one. So His body these are the alankaras, these are the ornaments of His body, that His ears are, there's many passages in Chaitanya Charitamrita describing Radharani's amazing form, her Mahabhav Sarup. It's in Ramananda Sambad by Ramananda Roy, chapter 8 of Madhya Lila. It said, your earrings are the pastimes of Krishna, and like this, and your necklace is the glories of Krishna, around her neck, her Kanti Mala. Your necklace is the glories of Krishna, which you're always speaking. And it describes her jewelry as if it embodies different qualities of devotion and devotional expression to Krishna. Naga vibhushana dena darina shankare taha nahi sarvajane vuji bhare pare. But Nitai, people cannot understand these alankars of yours, just as they do not understand why Shiva decorates his body with a serpent. Paramarte Mahadeva Ananta Jivan Nagachale Ananta Darena Sarvakshan. Actually, so someone might say, yes, I have that question. People do not buji body pari. Nahi sarvajane buji body pari. The jivas, that most people, they don't understand buji bari. They can't figure out. They forget. They don't understand. Why? So when we're hearing this, we say, yes, why does Lord Shiva wear snakes around his neck and his arms? Like there's a pastime of Ganapati. You know that one? And he was riding on his musika, his mouse carrier. And he just attended a big feast. And they fed him many, many ladus. So he ate hundreds of ladus. His belly was blowing up. And he just told his mouse to take him home straight away so he could rest. And while he was going on the path, then the mouse saw a snake. And as you know, that becomes a ladu for the snake. The mouse is a ladu for the snake. So the mouse got frightened that maybe this snake is going to eat me. So he kind of got jilted a little bit. He shook a little bit, and then his master, who was riding on his back, the musika's back, Ganapati tumbled to the side, had a little road accident with his mouse, and the mouse rolled over, and then he flew out the window, Ganapati. But then his belly busted open. And all the ladus went scattering everywhere because he ate them so fast they hadn't digested yet. So he put these stuffs back in his belly, but there was a big hole there, and it was kind of he had to somehow bind it, keep it tight. So that snake that the mouse got afraid of, he grabbed that snake, and because his father, this Ganapati's father knows about these snakes, so he doesn't have any fear of snakes. He grew up with them, with his father. He's always sitting on his father's lap, and the snakes are all curling around him. So he wasn't afraid of snakes, and nor were they knew that he was Shiva's son, so they wouldn't bind him. So he took this cobra and he tied around his belly like a belt, for a pair of pants. And he tied his belly tight and kept all those ladus in there. And this one pastime on my tapes about Ganapati's glories. You heard? And very humorous, obviously. So the moral of the story is don't eat too many ladus. You might have an accident. So now that's the question. Why? And then Lord Chaitanya is anticipating. You may be asking that question. Paramarte Mahadev Ananta Jivan Naga Chale Ananta Dharena Sarvakshan. Actually, Lord Shiva, Mahadev, he worships Ananta Shesh as his life and soul. Paramarte Mahadev Ananta Jivan. Therefore, Lord Shiva always keeps Ananta, his worshipable deity, in the form of a serpent wrapped around his neck. Like we have around our neck Kanti Mala, because we worship Vrinda Devi and we're Krishna's devotees. We also carry sometimes our Ishtadev around our neck in a small container. We have Shalagram, or we have Giridhari, or even Radha and Krishna. It's told that Lokanath Goswami, after he discovered in Kishori Kund in Barsana, then this Vinodi Lal appeared to him, the deity of Vinod, Radha Vinod, and he was quite not so small. And then he was a mendicant wandering around Vrindavan doing Madhukari and looking for the places of Krishna's pastimes before Lord Chaitanya came and discovered many of them, and before Rupa and Sanatan. And when he came here, Lokanath Goswami met Barbara was living here. And he lived he had a bhajan kutir in Seva Kunj, Bhugarva, about 20-30 feet under the ground, nearby Dhira Damodara temple. And there was Bhu means earth, and Garva means womb. So we had in the womb of the earth, in the womb of the earth, or in the center of the earth, in his gufa, he did his bhajan. So he was Bhugarva Baba. Just like when I was in Radha Damodar, they gave me the name Angrez Baba. Because you have to have some name. So everybody, Brijvasis immediately give names to everybody. Dadi Baba, Dadi Wala, Snada. Whatever your distinguishing characteristic is, I'll give you that name. Shankar wears serpents around his neck, especially his neck, to remind him of Ananta Shesh, who is Krishna himself. And the same way that Lord Chaitanya is comparing Nityananda to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is decorated with this snake, and people don't understand. And he said, similarly, people don't understand you, Nitai, that your alankar, your deha alankar, is Navavida Bhakti. Kichu bhai kichu nahi ar. That's your body, is nothing but that. So people, they don't understand, because he does wear lots of ornaments, external ornaments, necklaces and pearl necklaces and golden bangles and things like that, and one earring on one ear. But it represents all different aspects of devotional service. But people don't understand. But Lord Chaitanya is saying, this is what he has, alankar, ornamentation. He has ornaments, no doubt. We heard earlier that he's dressed up like Balaram. He has bracelets, anklets, a stick, a flute, a buffalo horn, and a rope. So people think, he was a sannyasi, a mendicant, and now he's like decked out. He's like a sense enjoyer. Gold bracelets and gold anklets, a golden stick and a flute. A little bit hard to understand, like Shiva is hard to understand. Nabujiya ninde tan charitra agadha jateka nindaye tara haya karya vada. So people who don't understand, without understanding Shiva's unfathomable characteristics, they criticize Shiva, ninde.
Sri Gaura Hari Vajabhakatavatsala Sri Gaura Hari Sri Gaura Hari Sahi Goshta Bihari Nanda Jasomati Chita Hari Dhira Damodara Ishaye Kana Bhova Mandire Bashi Kara Bojana Nandera Nideshi Bashi Giri Baradari Baladeva Saha Saka Vaise Sari Sari Shukta Shakhari Vaji Lalita Kushmanda Dalilana Dugda Tumi Dadi Mocha Kanda Dabora Mash Boda Roti Kabritana Daskuli Pistaka Kir Kuli Payasana Kapura Amrita Keli Ramba Kirashara Amrita Rasalanga Dvadasha Pakora Luci Sinisar Puri Ladura Sabali Ojana Korena Krishna Oye Kutuhali Radhikara Pakayana Bibida Byanjana Paramayanande Krishna Korena Bojana Chale Bale Ladu Khai Sri Madhu Mangala Bagala Bajaya Deya Hari Bolo Radhikari Gani Heri Nayane Rakone आनंद प्रिय कृष्ण सुभाषित बारी सबे मुख प्रकालय करे सरी सरी आस्था मुख प्रकालिया जात सकदाने आनंदे विश्रम करे बलदेव साने जम्बुल रसालाने शम्बुल मसाला ताहाके कृष्ण चंद्र सुखे निद्रा गेला विशालाकाशी की पूछा क्षमर दुलाया अपूर्व सयाय कृष्ण सुखे निराया यशोमती अंग प्रिय धनिष्ठयनीतो श्री कृष्ण प्रसाद राधा गुंजे हये प्रीतो ललितारी साकी गाना अवशेष पाया मने मने सुखे राधा कृष्ण गुण गाया हरि लीला एकमात्र जहाँ प्रमोद भोगारती गाय ठाकुर भक्ति विनोद भक्त वत्सल श्री गौर हरि भज भक्त वत्सल श्री गौर हरि श्री गौर हरि सहि गोष्ठ बिहारी श्री गौर हरि सहि गोष्ठ बिहारी नंद यशोमती चित हरि नंद यशोमती चित हरि भज गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला 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 भज गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
দয়া করো মোরে নিতাই দয়া করো মোরে দয়া করো মোরে নিতাই দয়া করো মোরে অগতির গতি নিতাই সাধু লোকে বলে অগতির গতি নিতাই